gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Don't hear anything.
We are live.
Oh, we are live. Okay, and now I hear something. All right. I lost my pop-up chat. What else is new? There it is. Oh, wow. Got a lot of folks in the house.
Yeah, say hi to him.
All right, we got Big G. It looks like Zach was always first, but we got Big G, and then there's Zach. Quentin, James. I shut down the show. Quentin's here.
Quentin. Quentin, you need to show me how to use a GoPro. I might get
Hey, Quentin. Cheers. I'm doing Jameson. I'll be fine tonight. I promise. I'll be good. Last week, boy, it was ugly. I was slurring at the end. Go figure. I was drinking beer, but I was drinking crap beer, and that stuff's strong. Okay, so
it's my wife's
Hi, Margaret.
birthday.
Hi, Margaret. Happy
my wife's birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Margaret. And she's bringing you coffee. There's Jesse's guitar. Hey, Jesse. And
Jesse.
Alan Robinson. Zach Thorne. We already said that. Big G, we already said that. Ian Ridenauer. Hi, Ian. How are you today? It's a shame we didn't get to come over this week because it wasn't warm.
It's chilly out today. Chilly out today.
It was chilly today. Dan in New Jersey. Paul Lou down there in Tampa area.
James
Miscellaneous. That's your buddy, right?
Yep.
The tech guy. Cool. Thanks for coming in. Lars Guitars. Hey, Larry. You said Alan Robinson, right? Did I get Alan? Alan Robinson's there now. That's a
Big G.
Ian Ryden.
Big G.
Like Big G. What's happening? Everybody's saying happy birthday to Margaret.
Yeah, my wife's birthday.
Job.
It's a milestone birthday. I'm not going to tell you her age, but
did you take her out to lunch today?
It's a milestone. Yeah, we went to Hampstead, Maryland. We went to Fratelli's. It's a Italian restaurant, and they have the best crab cakes. The best crab cakes, I'm telling you. Now, you know they have G&M over there in Baltimore.
I told you about that. They're not even the same league as this. Just the picture you sent me.
Right.
G&M's not in the same league as Fratelli's.
Right. But they say they're the best. But you got to try the one in Fratelli's in Hampstead. Anyhow, but I didn't, since I'm on my diet, since Thursday, I'm not eating any of that stuff.
Dude, you look thinner already. I'm telling you.
No, I don't.
Your face does.
I got chicken Marcella today. How's? By the way, guys, how's the audio? I'm using my Shure SM48 today because as long as I stay like this, I think I'm okay. As long as I'm not too loud.
There's Guitar Hack. He joined it. Hey, Guitar Hack up there in the Toronto suburbs, I believe. Guitar Hack.
Yes, he is.
And Quentin Don looks like the guy who sold me my full game insurance. Yeah, you know we need to talk about that policy, Mr. James. I think we can upgrade that. I think we can upgrade that, and if you upgrade it, you get a free used car, and it's a nice one, baby. I'm telling you, this used car.
By the way, everybody, how do you like my my background going on? This is actually I'm sitting in that chair right now, but I took a snapshot of it, and I always saturate and play around with the colors. It kind of gives it a cool effect. But that's what I'm seeing you guys on now on the left monitor, and and that's my setup. And the guitars are to the right on that wall, which you can't see that, but But that's what I'm doing. That's my driver's seat when I do these shows.
I'm so jealous you have that much room.
It's not
I'm
that
getting
much room.
cramped up here. I need.
It's 9x9. This room. I don't know what that is. Your room, but mine's only 9x9, maybe 9x10, something like that.
Get a couple newcomers. Everybody say wolf to the dog paw. That's Doc. And Rick Hefner's joined us again. Hey, Rick. Good
Dr.
to see
Riff. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
If I've missed you, I'll try to come back and get you. I'll tell you what, folks. There's Dale Palmer. Okay, hey Dale, thanks for coming back this week. It's very difficult. Let alone I'm drinking like a fish, but I watched the replay to see what I missed, and it's like we ignore people. We don't do it on purpose, and other people have to say it's very difficult to do all that. And what Mitch is doing, Mitch is pushing all these buttons, doing all these different things, getting interrupted and getting ignored by me throughout the whole time. I keep bragging, oh, I've done pretty good. And I watch it. It's like, Jesus Christ. At that point, I'd probably interrupted him 5 or 6 times. Right, Mitch?
I was ignoring you. I wasn't paying attention.
I don't have any buttons. We got a surprise later because it'll happen. And we got a little bit of show and tell action coming up. I'm going to show you guys what I think is a very groovy deal for especially for the starter. Although I'm not sure of the gauge of the strings. It's a nice acoustic guitar. We'll show it in a little bit. As a matter of fact, Mitch, start talking. I'm going to go check and see where we're at.
This is what I don't do. I never do this. Highlight some of the chats, which I can do.
So cool.
Jesse, I think I paid 50. Was it like $50 for this? Sometimes I think they go on sale. So I got 3 lights, and I'm only using 2 of them. But the other lights I got facing the green screen behind me is just shop lights, with some LED lights in them. All
right. Let me come back to stream and bring the chat back up. Cool. Well, I'm getting very, very good with this technology. My dog puss says, I knew the girls whose mom died in the oh no. Oh, for God's sakes. You knew people that died in the fire? What a way to go.
Terrible.
It is. No, we don't want to talk about that. All right.
Yeah, Jesse, I got my lights plugged up into the computer next to me. It's not even on, but it still powers it. I got it plugged to a hub and then one of the USB ports. It works good. Daniel Horsley. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Daniel.
Oh.
Hey, Daniel, I'm guessing that you were the first lead guitar towards the end of that song you just posted from your band, and the other guy was the second guitar player. That's my guess. I don't know. Am I right?
Pooh Ninja's in the house.
Oh,
Lars guitars.
Yeah, Larry, I mentioned. Andy Dion. Hey, Andy. What's happening, dude? Good to see you.
Got a ton of talent in there, that's for sure.
Oh, my God. Put all these people together. Jeez.
It's cold out. Last week was spring or summer. And
I know.
Cold again.
I'll tell you what, I played golf yesterday.
Cold,
and it was it was high 30s, but there was very little wind. So I was bundled up pretty good. I had 4 layers on in a hoodie. So I kept the hoodie on. And I actually rode. I didn't feel like walking. So I had to wrap a golf towel around my one hand while I'm driving, even though I got winter gloves on. They're very thin, so you can feel the club. But I teed off around a little after 10:30. And I'll tell you what, by 11:30, the sun came out. It wasn't bad. I had one of those almost round. Any golfers out there? I had 8 pars, but I had an 8 on a par 4, and I 3-putted like 5 times. Oh my God! And the funny thing is, I 3-putted 5 times, but the first hole I made a putt about 40 feet for par. It's like, no way. You just hit this and hope it gets close to the hole, so the next putt's easy to get in and get in. And the ball went in the hole. And I was playing by myself. It was too cold for more many people out there. There were some people out there I caught up to, but so anyway. But yeah, spring's coming. We everybody sprung forward, and I think I heard something in the news. I don't pay much attention to. My wife has the news on, so I think Maryland is lobbying to go to daylight savings all the time.
Oh, really?
I think the legislature's trying
They've
to.
been talking.
That would be a
about
great thing. For once, I could get behind the legislature. I like it. I like it getting dark late, and I don't care what time the sun comes up.
Not too much of the government. I agree with, except for the $2,800 we're going to be getting. I think in a few days or next Wednesday or something. You know,
I will buy
stimulus.
that. If I get that Firebird cheap enough, I'll probably buy it just because you're getting that money. But I tell you what, I'm really digging the my Epiphone
Yeah, it sounds
dot
great.
with the Lollers. But I'll tell you one thing is I can't. It's kind of like a fake. It's an illusion that these two cutaways give you access down here because the heel joint in the back, it gets in your way. You really can't. I mean, I can play down here with two fingers. Let's see, that's the 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19. From the 19 to the 22nd, I mean, really, you can only get maybe two fingers in there. So the Les Paul has a nice cutout. You really got, but I'm shocked how good the access is on the Les Paul. What do we have? Standards? What's our model? A standard or something?
Yeah. I never play anything past the 12th fret because I don't know how.
And I'll tell you what, I really don't, unless you really fall in love with a particular guitar, I don't recommend getting the higher line ones. Guitar Hack just did a really cool video where he compared his RO with.
Yeah.
Now, what's Blackie? Blackie is is that a custom?
I forget.
Custom, I think. I don't know. I get it mixed up. But, it's like, half price, but still not cheap. I mean, Blackie's not a cheap, it's not it's a nice guitar. But there is a difference you hear, but I didn't hear that much of a difference.
Nah.
Through my headphones on YouTube. But now Guitar Hack says there's a definite difference, and the RO sounds better. But they both sound really, really good. I mean, especially and once you start throwing on all your effects, I mean, you're going to feel it when you're playing it and hear what you play when you hear, I think. But I think really mid range is the way to go if you're going to get a nice guitar. Unless you want to, if you've got the money to burn it. But if you're on a budget or you're not sure, I'd go medium range. What do you think? I did it again. What did you say?
Nothing.
Oh.
I'm to the club where, a good guitar player can play a $150 guitar player and then one of these $3,500 guitar player. And if you didn't see him playing, I don't think I could tell the difference. But you have to be a good guitar player.
Let's try something here. Did you see the interview the other day, Mitch?
Of what?
I just interrupted you.
Oh, maybe not just now.
I just did. I'm interrupting you.
No, but you said it in between. You didn't say it while I was talking.
Okay, all right. So anyway, that's one of our surprises for tonight's show. If I ignore Mitch is going to let you know when I ignore him. Instead of Mitch sitting back and did you spill it?
No, I'll keep on hitting the mic. Actually, I had to.
Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack. I thought you spilled your coffee. But I forgot what I was talking about.
It's called.
So if I interrupt or ignore, Mitch is going instead of Mitch leaning back in his chair saying, "All right, interrupt me, you asshole."
I'm going to get them lined up for you.
Mitch is a wizard with this stuff, man. We've been having so much fun. We've been doing some private streams,
See, what we did yesterday, and I should have known this. I just haven't done it in a long time. Used to do it with Wirecast. And I could do it like this. We can do it. I could probably do a whole stream like this. I can make it like I'm in there with Don. Just have one window with us next to each other. And it looked pretty cool last night. And we were using our good equipment.
We got some ideas here. Hey, what do you guys think of my video? I'm using the Q8. I am like
it looks pretty good actually right now.
Got a lapel somewhere. Where is it? You know what? I don't even.
It's under your shirt. It's
no, it isn't.
Under your sweater.
Oh. It was on my table.
And it was still
People probably couldn't even hear me.
We hear you loud and clear.
You hear me loud and clear? Well,
Yeah,
I'll try to talk quiet.
See with that, you don't have to talk loud.
Jesse said,
like me, I have to be right on top of this thing. I didn't feel like putting a lapel on. The only bad thing is that the wire. It's like that 20-foot wire drives me nuts when the lapel mic doesn't it?
Quit. Say that again. Say
the lapel wire just gets on my nerves. It's 20 feet long.
Quentin, if I didn't like you, I'd have some choice words for that. I don't appreciate what you just said, dude. Don't, Quentin. Don't go there, dude. Don't go there because I don't like that. Okay, I'm serious. I've only had a few sips of it. I don't like that. I don't think it's funny. And in fact, I'll tell you what.
Bill looks like the guy who asked me. Say point to.
I don't know how you do it. I don't
you
like.
Might have a lot. You might have a lot of Catholics in here. You probably shouldn't say that.
Dave's Guitar Channel here. Hey, Dave's Guitar Channel. How you doing, Quentin? Cut that kind of shit out. We're not going to. That's not called for.
Oh, I know you're only joking, but
and that's not fun. I know you're only joking, but
other people.
But I don't appreciate that joke. Okay, so there, we got that out of the way.
All right, you look like Captain Sully, cousin, dressed like who? Would he's talking about you, Don. You do. You know the guy that crashed the plane in the Hudson River in New York. Well, he didn't crash. I mean, he landed it. Actually, he didn't crash it.
Well, I tell you what, I just had my my JDS original Ravens denim shirt, but it was a little chilly, so I put it. This is my Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, you totally look.
This is my Arnold Palmer.
You look like from $500
to being that kind of guy.
$500,000 just with that shirt.
But if you look at the frayed edges of my denim shirt, but hey, I was chilly, and I was I didn't feel like putting on one of my heavier things because it's not that chilly, but it's hey. Captain Sully's cousin dressed. I didn't watch that movie. You're talking about the movie with Tom Hanks?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Yeah, I never watched that movie.
But it's based on a true story.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Any of these movies, based upon it should say loosely based upon fact.
Oh yeah,
because if you read the fact, any movie like that, what you should do after you watch the movie, even if it's a really good movie, it's still a good movie if it's a good movie. Okay. However, if it's based upon fact, go get on your computer or your phone or whatever and Google fact or fiction. Captain Sully. What was the name of the movie? Captain Sully.
I think so.
Whatever the name of that movie was.
Right.
But I had heard ahead of time before the movie because I wanted to see that movie, but then I read that the guy Sully wasn't real happy. A lot of that. Some people were saying that guy Sully was nothing at all like Tom Hanks' character was in that movie. So you got to take all these.
With a grain of salt, everything.
Same thing with the movie The Blind Side with about Michael Orr. The guy that went to the Ravens. That was. Michael Orr didn't really appreciate that movie too much.
But they
make him look like an idiot.
They had to add stuff in there to keep your attention.
It's Hollywood,
it's Hollywood, and we all want to escape, especially this.
What do they call that? Directors, something. There's a Dave's Guitar Channel. No, it's it's liberty. They're taking liberties with the story, and there's a Hollywood expression for that.
Yeah, I'm sure
somebody will come up with it.
Brian S. Dan of New Jersey, where I think we said hi already. Hi,
Brian, wait a minute, Captain Sully. Captain Sully was the one where they landed the plane in the Hudson. I'm getting that mixed up with the Tom Hanks movie,
he said.
The Pirates. I'm an idiot.
I said it, and so did James. Said it in the chat. Yeah.
I better start guzzling my Jameson.
Hold on, hold on.
Cheers, everybody.
I have to.
Cheers. I barely touch it. You can see that the glass was full.
Or I should need to make another one. Not paying attention.
Well, that's ignore. That goes under. So what did I ignore? I'm sorry.
You didn't pay attention to which movie it was. You were getting mixed up with which because he put it in there.
That's just an old. And
I said it too.
Man. It's baby. Embellish. No, that's not the word. Embellish.
It's exactly what they do. Embellish.
That is what they do. But
everything in Hollywood's embellished.
There's a Hollywood term that they artistic license. Thanks, Doc. That's what it's called. Artistic license to completely change the story. No, but Captain Sully, I know. I get
It was
that
still a
mixed
good
up.
movie, really good movie.
It was a good movie. I think that one was accurate. I think Sully liked that. The one I get mixed up is the one with Tom Hanks and the pirates in over in the Mid East or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The pirates were raiding the ships, stealing whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a good one too. That was based on a true one.
Yeah.
True story.
There's Hugh Cole. That's the one I was talking about. That damn Mitch reprimanding his co-host gangster show.
Well, he
We'll
told
show
me
that.
to. He
We can
told
show
me
that.
to. He told me to
Oh
make
no,
those.
we came up, Mitch.
He
I
told me to
Mitch
put
to come
those
up with that.
ignore
I
and
told him,
make those things. And
folks, I watch the replays of these things, and it's embarrassing. It's like I want to reach in and strangle myself. It's like, will you shut up and let him talk, or we? I'm aware of it, folks. I mean, I'm not at the time, but I'm not a dangerous person. I might be an asshole, but I know I'm an asshole. It's the people that are assholes that don't know they're assholes. Now, those are very dangerous people, folks. Those are the people you got to watch out for. Somebody else joined that I missed. Somebody's new. Somebody else is in here. Hugh Caldwell. No, I said Hugh Caldwell. Well, somebody. Brian S. Hey, Brian. I missed somebody. Okay. Well, there's Brian S. How you doing, Brian? What guitar did you buy today? That's the movie I was talking about, Captain Phillips. Somebody said that the Captain Phillips movie is very bogus. That's what I was talking about. There's Janice. Hi, Janice Lala. Cool
hello,
name.
Janice.
I like that
hello.
name. That's a cool
hello.
Name. Absolutely. All right. So should we do show and tell?
Yeah, do show and tell. Let's see.
Right.
Let's see some show and tell here.
All right, it could take me it's not going to take me a long time. Now this is my neighbor's guitar, so I still have it. I keep it in, it's just in the cardboard triangular box, but I'm keeping it wrapped up because he hasn't even played. He's never played an instrument before. His wife got it for his birthday, I think last October. I was over there. I told you this last week, and they were kind enough to lend it to me. Tim and Michelle, I think they're watching. So it's a pretty guitar. It's a Fender. The model is FA 135 CE. If you want to look it up, we're not going to talk about money or anything like that. But give me a second here. Turn everything. I should have had everything turned on still. But I'm going to play it through the PA. I'm going to play it clean, and then I'm going to add a little bit of reverb to it. So over the 6 goes there, and it's acoustic electric, which is very cool. And I thought it would have been a lot more expensive than it was, but of course it's made in China, so that has something to do with it. All right, let's see if we're what's going on here? Where's the volume? Volume's all the way up. All right, this is just acoustic, but now my wireless isn't working. Do I have the wrong one? Oh, that's because you got the wrong one. Okay. I got the guitar in the into the amp and the amp into the guitar. No wonder it didn't work. All right, let's try it now. All right, now we should get acoustic electric. Oh yeah. Can you all hear it? Can I get a 1? I turn it up a little bit. Stayed in tune since when I tuned it. And here, let's see. I'm not much of an acoustic guitar player. So it doesn't sound bad, but everything's always groovier when you put effects, especially when I play. So let's add a little reverb. There's what I can't do, Dave's Guitar Channel. So it's a nice guitar. It sounds good, especially when you add effects to it, but it's acoustic electric, and I mean, it's dirt cheap, folks. It's a Fender. I mean, I think that's cool. I thought this was a much more expensive guitar but I don't know anything about acoustics. I don't play acoustic much. So there you go. It's got controls here for volume and bass and treble, and it's got a tuner. Now I wouldn't have much luck with the tuner, so I used the tuner on my Helix. So basically, I had this going through my Helix through a no effect patch, and my PA system has just a little bit of reverb to it. So it's but if you just turn everything off, it's not bad sounding. Okay, that's enough.
Very good. Very nice.
So that's it's a great beginners. If you want if you look at it, you might find a few cosmetic flaws, but people that have played and look at a lot of guitars and watched too many videos like a lot of us, we know what to look for and all, but it feels good on the sides. I think it sounds okay, doesn't it? How did it sound? I mean, you're coming through a condenser mic. I mean, it's not, but so anyway. So thanks to Tim and Michelle, my neighbors from 2 doors over, for letting us have something to add to the show. All right, Mitch, take over, and you can. While I do this, I got to be very careful with this.
I'll do play by play as you put the guitar as Don's putting the.
You can be Chuck Thompson.
He's putting the it's not a case, but he's putting the bag over top of the guitar. Something. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back from a word from our sponsors. Chuck Thompson. Right. No one knows who Chuck Thompson is except
Ain't
for
the
me
beer
and
cold.
And Jesse probably.
And Jesse. Well, Dale maybe, or
who?
Who is somebody used to live in this area that's in these streams. Maybe they're not in our stream.
I think D-Tube. I think
D-Tube. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember where. I can remember where some people are from, but not everybody. I don't want that to fall over, so I'm going to put it over.
Same here.
I'm going to put it over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm back. So cheers.
What was the title of the show? Rant and Rave. I usually don't rant and rave.
And what was your rant going to be about?
Oh my gosh, a couple different things that you
Let's know. Do it. Let's do it. Let's get down.
Dave Stafford, thanks for stopping in, Dave.
Hey, Dave, and Blackjack Guitar Nuts here.
And you said that perfectly.
It's rolling off the tongue.
Well, I think last week's show I mentioned we had toilets installed.
Oh, yeah.
And so one of them was leaking at the tank, and I won't mess with it because I'll make it worse. So the guy came back out, still leaking.
Hey, Mitch, if I can ignore you, this is the Paul Harvey. If for your older report,
I remember.
This is the rest of the story. The rest of the. This is
actually it was like this.
The ugly rest of the.
Look, and the rest of this. It was always a delay in between words or something like that.
That was big stuff. That back in the 70s, man, he was big on radio. They had the Paul Harvey 5-minute thing. He'd tell a story, and then he'd end it just the way Mitch did. All right, go. Tell us. Go. Give us your rant. Give us the Paul Harvey of it now.
So, and we bought the toys at Lowe's. pay for the installation of toilets and delivery, blah blah blah. And so you had to go through a third party to set up the delivery and everything. They pick up the toilets, and so when we called up the second time saying it's leaking, actually I called the actual plumber, right, to put it in, and on his answer machine he said, as of now, this was last Thursday and it was Friday. I called up, or Saturday actually. And he said they said the company went out of business on the 15th Friday. Anyway, but he I guess the third party.
Not what you want to hear, huh?
Right. So, but the third party people that we talked to, they got in touch. He came back, but he didn't. It's still leaking. So I called up a third time, and they're just a pain to deal with, right? And I'm going to have. So I just called my local plumber to come out here tomorrow because they couldn't come out here until the end of the month. What if it was a big leak? You know what I mean? So so that was one rant that I had to go about, and then I think I have sleep apnea. I don't know if older people, heavy people, you can be thin and have sleep apnea. But I always see these ads popping up locally. There's this local dentist where you can use a dental appliance instead of the CPAP. It keeps your mouth open, whatever. So I was seeing a dentist, but they had to set up a sleep test. It's an in-home sleep test, right? So they were going to. This one company's going to send me this device, and I do the test, and it automatically goes to the hospital, the sleep center, and so it was supposed to be here on the 10th. I didn't get it, right? Actually, I'm calling the day before and the morning of, and they said it'll be there by 5 o'clock, right? Never showed up, and then a couple of days later, and I told her, but it didn't show up. And then the dentist said, you can just do the test whenever it shows up. Things are really slow in mail. Things are getting lost, but it never showed up. Then on this WellSpan, the hospital, the webpage that's handling the sleep test, I have to log in, create an account, and they put all kinds of messages in there. I got test results for the sleep test that I never took. There's test results on there for a test I never took.
How'd you do on that test, Mitch?
I'm like flipping out, right? What the? Because this, I got to pay for that. I'm like flipping out, and it sounds like unethical. I called my dentist yesterday. I called the dentist, and I said, I get it. I don't think I used the F word. I said, I get a message in WellSpan saying that they got the results of my sleep test on a test I never took. This is a bunch of BS. And I hung up on them. I hung up on the dentist. And I'm dealing with the hospital. So she gets back because I sent messages, and this lady gets back with me. Long story short, you know what happened? We found out this afternoon what happened. I haven't heard this part yet. The company sent it to my old address, right? To my old house. And she couldn't tell me by chance. A young couple bought it. The guy's like short, really real heavy. The guy bought it. By chance, he has one to do now. She wouldn't tell me, but she wouldn't tell me because of the HIPAA laws. But I kind of ascertained what was going on. He did the test.
He took your test.
He took my test.
Stole your test.
Is that weird or what? Anyway, they're going to take it. I don't have to. They're going to take it off. And I said, well, I don't want to do this sleep. I'm not interested in that dental appliance anymore. I'll just see a regular sleep doctor.
That's a shame.
But wasn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, now I got to interrupt and ignore you just for a second. I want to say
done.
Hi to Charlie S. and music therapy Laz. Where is it? Music therapy Laz. I got it right. And in response to Andy Dion, yes, it does have Fishman's. It's in fact, I was going to put a battery in it, but they already have a battery in it. I don't know if Tim and Michelle put a battery in it or if it came with a battery, which still has some juice. And it says Fishman right on that little door that you slide out, which I'll tell you what, I had trouble figuring out how to slide the door out to get to the battery, but it's probably not as difficult as I made it. But Mitch can relate to this. I make things difficult. Folks, if we could we really need to film. I need to set up the Q8 and film and with audio and video of when we're doing a private stream and he's trying to show me OBS, or we've been working with Reaper and we're doing a couple different things, and he's trying to show me how to do stuff, and I'll get the team viewer thing hooked up and he'll get into my computer and I'm trying to follow him, and I'm like
One trick
when it
pony.
comes to computer, when it comes to computer and technology and that stuff, I ride the short bus. Now that might offend somebody, like I got offended earlier, but trust me, I'm like I'm way behind the I'd have to go back and take
You just rush too much and you don't take your time.
that's I don't have the patience.
Because
Mitch has immense amount of patience.
Reaper, you're
Although
doing well.
I push Mitch to the limit. Yeah, I actually did a kind of a tune through Reaper,
And that
but
came out
I
well.
haven't figured out the like once you get all the tracks in, okay. Like I used one track for the bass and the drums from the Trio Plus, and then I put the rhythm guitar. I did 2 rhythm guitar tracks, and then I did the leads and the melody of the song to it, and then Mitch took it and I did a video the whole time I was doing. I don't know. I videoed the leads that I did, and but I recorded the leads into Reaper. So Mitch put it all together for me, and I think I'm going to post it. But I'm going to expand on this because I came up with it's just a 3-chord progression, but I came up with a change to it. So
It sounds really good. I'm going to ask you permission. I can play it in here now.
nah, don't play it now.
I like it. I think
All right, play. Just don't play. Don't let it go to the
whole thing.
when it changed to don't just the
Oh,
beginning
okay.
of it. Don't be play it. Cut it off before it gets to where I change to the distorted patch because that's it sounds better after you, but it's not as bad. But just play a little bit of it if you
Let me
want.
see where
If you want.
if I can remember where I put it at. I think I put it in
All
here.
right, while you do
Let me
that, I'm going to
see.
go. 80 Fishman. I'll tell you what, it sounds good. I mean, anytime you're playing an acoustic electric through, I play through a PA. I don't have an amplifier. I have a little acoustic 30-watt amp that I don't use.
Right.
That I got to jam with my buddy that plays drums. That we don't. Well, I think I pissed him off somehow.
Can I play this?
Imagine that. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
Can I play this file?
Yeah,
All right. All right.
All right, that's enough.
All right.
Hey, Mitch. Jesse had a question. Was the leak around the seal?
It's actually where it's going into the tank from the supply water.
Okay.
Yeah. I just can't move around too. I used to work on that stuff. I just when I lose the 100 pounds that I want to lose, I might be able to do something. Yeah. But anyway, there's a lot of compliments. Did that not sound good? And Don did all. What was it?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How many tracks was it? 4? You had 4, right?
5.
Was it?
No,
5
4.
tracks?
4.
They sounded good.
The bass and the drums are on the same track. I'll tell you what, the Trio Plus is very useful for idiots. I mean,
the only thing I did was align up the audio with the video, which was we had an issue. It wouldn't line up right. I'm not sure because I have everything set up on this PC, 48,000 kilohertz, and Don's 4,100. And what I had to do, I had to run the audio. I just ran the audio through Audacity and made it 4,100.
It's very weird because the camera says it's at 48.
Yeah, but it's different because I'm playing on but if you Google, people had a lot of problems with audio syncing but I got it after playing with it for a while. But it took a while to get it right though.
Let me tell you one thing about Mitch is a stayer. He'll spend as many hours as it takes to get the job done. I give him credit. And Andy Dion, that's I here for Andy Dion. He said more than 3 chords. So anyway, those are 3 chords, and I kind of have a melody. Now, I've been playing that so much, and then the other night I just felt like doing a jam, and I did this jam to a YT Jam Tracks thing, and I actually used the same the main melody that what I was just playing for another one. But anyway, I came up with a change to this, a chorus or whatever you want to call it. I just call it a change. I don't know what all these things are. There's choruses and there's something else, the break or whatever. But I think I think I got something there that I really like, and the change is going to make it more of a. I recognize the drone and bad sounds.
Okay. Andrew, thanks for stopping in, Andrew.
Oh, and I wanted to say Charlie S. joined did I say Charlie S.? Charlie S. joined too. Say hi to Charlie. So take over, Mitch, for a minute. I want to see how many people are watching.
Actually, when I
34 watching, man, we are rock stars, Mitch.
When I just yelled, it picked it up through your mic. I yelled too loud.
What?
I cut it out. A little bit.
Quit doing that. Quit doing that.
Frank C. How you doing, Frank? Here's my other buddy.
Oh, yeah, Frank C. Hey, Frank. Frank, I hear you might be heading south. Oh, sorry. Well, anyway, hi, Frank.
It's all right. No one knows who he is. It's all
I just have to, yeah, well, I'm not. I would.
They have no clue. No one knows. I wish he could come in with us, but no one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
British Electric Blues. That's a new one. That's somebody new, right?
That's Andrew.
That's Andrew.
Yeah,
Andrew
from what was the
Did he change his name?
Yeah, he had it. Yeah, it was a little different. Yeah. From New Zealand. Yeah, what was your old name, Andrew, that you had?
Andrew. Now I'm all mixed up. Everybody's changing their name.
Don't know.
Spacey Jazz, and for just this is a bulletin. We need the bulletin news flash. Spacey Jazzy Bluesy changed the name of his channel to Jesse's Guitars. So hey, there's Hitman Dwight Bailey. Hey, Dwight.
The Hitman. We need to make an intro for him, and then I could play it. I could come up with something pretty cool.
Oh man, I can't believe
the Hitman.
I feel terrible, man.
Oh no, it's cool. Don't.
All right. Well, I'll just drink some more Jameson. Cheers, cheers.
Yeah, just don't drink the beer. You do good with the Jameson.
No,
don't drink the beer.
Let me tell you something. Folks, if you decide to take the big step from like your Budweiser or Miller or Coors or whatever, Coors Light or whatever, pick your poison of beer. If you decide to delve into the world of craft beers, be careful. That stuff's strong. It's almost twice as strong as a regular beer. So if you drink 3 Coors Lights and you drink 3 craft beers, it's like drinking about 6-7 Coors Lights. I think something like that.
Like I can't tell the difference what you're drinking now, but when the beer you had, the 4 or whatever beers you had last week.
Oh my God, we were doing
stuff like. We were working on stuff like a half hour, 45 minutes after the show.
Right.
You were, that's the most I ever saw you. Under the influence, shall I say?
Oh, when I watched the replay and we got to the end, we went 2.5 hours. And I said, we got to stay on at 2 hours because there were still like almost 30 in the chat. And I said, holy shit. It was embarrassing. So, folks, I'm well aware of how bad it is. Anybody new come in? Frank Corcoran. There's somebody new. Frank. Hey, Frank, how you doing, man? We got 2 Franks in the chat. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, look, Dwight Bailey came in. No one said anything about him.
I said the Hitman. I'm joking. All right. Now I need to get all these things so I can punch up. I already said that.
Remember, you don't know if I'm joking or not. Or you don't know if I'm frozen or.
I don't. I'm telling you. You know what I think, folks? Honestly,
or not.
If you do, if you talk to Mitch as much as I have lately, in the last couple months, I think Mitch would be. I can't think of what they call it, like a community theater type thing. He would be a perfect actor. A bit. Oh my God, he could. Oh, you could play the doctor. You could play the lawyer. You could play the grandfather. Yeah, you could. You just
It's like playing a song. I can't remember how to play a song.
You got a sense of humor, man. That would knock it out of the park, dude. I'm telling you.
Freeze frame. Like yesterday, we were hanging out.
Oh, that was so funny.
I took a snapshot, let's say of me right now, and I kept on turning it off. Thinking, "Hey, Mitch, you're frozen. Mitch, you're frozen." Look, if I talk loud, I hear an echo. But actually, I think I can hear echo cancellation in here.
I couldn't tell when he was like freezing himself on purpose, or when he was actually freezing himself with clicking a button or with the mouse.
It's all in OBS. All in OBS.
And I was completely sober yesterday. I was not drinking. I don't drink every day, folks. I drink Tuesdays and occasionally. Like yesterday, I think. Let's see, Hack had Hack was where the channel we don't discuss, and because we don't want too many subs, and so I had a monkey shoulder. Monkey. Here's the Hack. But I'm doing Jameson. I for some reason Jameson. I mean, I'm starting to feel a little bit of a buzz, but Jameson I can handle.
I have to ask Frank a question. Did you lower the pickups, or did Phil do it, or you do it? Lower the pickups, Frank, on his 5150, the one I had a few weeks ago.
Handed down. Oh, string change and setup. Cool. Now, is that the last guitar you had?
Yeah, Frank's. Yes,
that was a 5150.
I think I played. Oh, wait a minute. No, it was the one before that. It was the one before that. I had the Charvel.
Okay.
I had the Charvel.
Okay. Charvel. That's what I thought.
Yeah. See, I'm forgetting things now.
Trying to get back to the chat here and see if because I hate when I miss when people actually ask questions. It's very difficult, folks. So like when you're sitting there at home, or at home, I'm sure that's where you're at. When your phone or on your computer, laptop, whatever, and you're in the chat of somebody's stream, and you ask a question, don't be afraid to just copy and paste the same question because it doesn't get answered, and throw it back in, because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. It's very difficult to do this. It's even more difficult
Frank
to do when you're drinking.
Okay.
Frank did it. Oh, you did it
on the
himself?
Charvel, not on the 51.
Okay.
Yeah, because that guitar, the action on that was really good. But it's just the pickups a little too close to the string.
Did you notice any difference in the sound, Frank? But anyway, the point I'm making is, don't be afraid to ask the same question over again, because it's very difficult for us people that are doing the stream to follow the chat and talk and have a show going on. And I mean, me and Mitch have a pretty basic show, because our shows are mostly about nothing. But some of these guys have a structured show with a lot of different things. They got trivia contests, they got they're playing guitars and all. It's a lot to do, and whether you're indulging in adult beverages or not, it's very difficult to keep it all. You can't. Multitasking is one thing, but multi-streaming tasking is very difficult. Just to let you know.
Repeat your question,
Don. Oh, Frank, did you notice the sound difference when you adjusted the pickups? And dog, I'm not doing LSD. I only did that once, and I wish
we don't. Too much information.
Yeah, I know. That was like 1979.
I wasn't even born yet.
Maybe.
First,
See what I'm talking about, Mitch? Mitch would be perfect in the community theater thing, man.
My first, as we talked about many times before, my first brand new car was a '79 Pinto.
Yeah, that's what I had. That was my first brand.
It was a 4-speed, wasn't it? Yeah, 4-speed. Yeah,
4-speed transmission.
Yeah.
And you want to hear did I tell the story about I was selling vacuum cleaner? Anybody heard of the rainbow vacuum cleaner? So before I
Yeah,
started
yeah.
my illustrious car selling career, um, I came back home from another venture I tried, and so I wanted to be a manager trainee. So I go in and ended up being a vacuum cleaner, but it was a really cool machine. The Rainbow, it's a very cool Rainbow vacuum cleaner. Christ, there's so much money now. They were $500, $550 back in the 80 early 80s, late 70s. But so I'm running an appointment, and I'm parked. I'm in Baltimore City. These are very narrow streets. They're one way. Some of them are one way. And I'm in the house. I'm finished. I did not sell the vacuum cleaner, so I'm not feeling good about it. I didn't get a sale that. And I'm parallel parked in front of their house. So I looked one way. It was good. I back up a little bit. I'm in a pretty tight spot, and the Pinto's a small car, so I squeezed in. So as I go back and forth, I forgot to look that last time. And as I pulled out, a car came by and ripped off. I only had this car like 3 weeks, and it ripped off the front bumper. I had to yank the bumper off. It was loose. It was only barely attached on the one side, so I ripped it off, put it in the back seat or the front. I don't know where I put it because there's not much room in a Pinto. And when I got back to the office, my manager, the boss, not my manager, the owner of the company, he laughed so hard I almost hit him. I was devastated. It was my first brand new car. I had it less than a month, and I lost a fender on it. It was my fault. There's my story of the night.
And you're sticking to it. Well, I'm going to talk about, we do different collaborations. And so people are asking me, how do I do this? How do I do that? This collaboration, I can say, I'm not going to give them their names, but we can say that we're involved in one now.
Right,
right. People are asking me, how can I play just the lead, have the lead on my video? So there's a couple different ways you can go about doing it.
I'm gonna interrupt. You don't need to put the cloud up. The person that's putting the collaboration together wants it so that you're just getting the lead guitar and the video, but not the backing track, because it makes it easier to edit it and put it together. So just so you know.
But we listen to the backing track, right?
Yeah, you listen to the backing track, but you don't have that recorded.
There's a couple of different ways you could do it. You can do it in and I'm going to play around with the different ways, because I think last time I didn't give him the video, I only did the audio. I'm hearing myself. Yeah, I'm hearing echo.
I'm not hearing an echo.
Can you go into your camera mic settings? You can turn on echo cancellation and look at audio.
Oh, it's me. No, that's.
Well, I don't, not necessarily. Giving your audio, you should see echo. Put that check in there.
All right,
audio cancellation, echo cancellation.
I think I know what the problem is. No, they're both muted. You want to bring up the chat? What do I need to turn down my?
No. Do you see echo cancellation on there?
Yeah, it's checked.
But it is checked in there.
It is checked.
What it is, it's picking it up from your mic's picking it up from your.
Well, let me put the mic back away then. Any difference now?
Oh no! You got to put it back up. It's not that bad, but what it is, it's picking it up from your. It will do that on the.
Let me put it down lower. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you. Okay, but you could lower your audio, what you hear. Not the mic, just what you hear. Actually, you can do it in Windows. Just do it in Windows. That'll work.
Oh,
from the speaker icon, just lower it.
Gotcha. How about now? Is that better?
Yeah, I'm not hearing nothing.
Okay, cool. All right. So go ahead.
What were you talking? Oh yeah. So I was talking about recording it. I'm going to play with different ways too. Like I can use Audacity. Actually, I can use Audacity to record. I can put the backing track in there, and I can record everything in there actually, and then piece it up with the video. I can record the video in OBS, and I don't have to record any audio. I can record the audio in just in Audacity and then bring it into my video editor and just cut out the backing track. This is a couple different ways you can do it. And I will do it. I will do it like that. Like last time I didn't put the did not send the video. So I did it wrong. But I will this time.
Hey, there's Six String Brian. And
hey Brian.
I typed in there, you can show that. Dog. What do you do? Dog, you behave now. Woof.
Woof.
Laz, I'm confused at what you were saying about Buffalo Trace. Dave got me to try Buffalo Trace. Can't wait to finish so I can go back to the single barrel pour. I don't know what that means. All right, Dave put up something here. Mitch recorded, no BS. Use Mater, just turn it off.
Yeah, I've done that, Dave. I just don't like the way things sound in Voice Meter when I record stuff. I'm not using Voice Meter now. I mean, I just don't like the way it sounds.
All right, well, Dave's in here, Dave's Guitar Channel. So I've done some investigation, and I have to say that while I don't think people can really hear the difference, it makes sense what you're saying, that if you're in a cover band, if you play it real close to the exact way it sounds on the radio, that people will think you're a better band. So I concur with it now. It makes sense. But I think if everybody plays in time and the mix, somebody, the lead guitar player isn't like too loud or whatever, I think a lot of people it wouldn't matter. And like you said, people don't realize why they think this band's better, but it's probably because they play it so close to what they're used to listening to on the radio or on their, CDs or however they listen to music. So that makes a lot of sense. So I learned something last night. That's very cool. Enlightening. I like to be enlightened, and I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind to admit it.
Did your mic drop, Don? Is it still touch your shirt? Oh, it's bumping into things. You can put it back where you had it. Yeah.
I'll just bring it up a little higher.
Because it's rubbing against your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Six String Brian, the shovels are put away for the season. Just like that. They're in the shed instead of my deck.
Say that again?
The shovels are put away for the season. Shovels, shovels.
Did we ever decide, was it a line 6 shovel or was it a boss shovel?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
But I don't want to use it. I don't want to use any more. I don't want no more snow. And actually, I think
we're done.
I hope so.
I think the warm weather's here to stay on
Dave's Guitar Channel. So I'm telling Don about your podcast. I listened to the last 3 last night that you did. And
were
you referring to somebody here like me or Don in the show?
This is great. This is good. I like it.
About theory. I had a feeling it was. No, I love theory, but I don't understand it. But I still try. I try to get stuff. But was one of the podcasts have to do with Don? Maybe. I don't know, because there's other people that say the same thing.
Hey, I just want to take this moment to say cheers to Laurie, who's likes my swag with the black V-neck. This is what you call like a golf sweater or a golf shirt. And Arnold Palmer got it on sale. Like that, Matt. Who gives a shit, right? But anyway, yeah, I was a little chilly up here. I'll tell you what,
okay, it was you.
It was me. I knew that. I knew when you told me that. I got I got to go into this. I wrote it down. I got to go into and everybody else should do this too. Check us out. Push the donut. And how do you find Dave? Does it
he's got on. It's all on different platforms.
But once I push the donut, how do I find Dave?
You just Google "push the donut." You'll find his podcast.
Oh, okay.
It's a category. It's like
I've never done podcasts.
You just go into any of those pages. It's listed and just
this is uncharted waters.
You click play.
For me. Hey, there's Skip from PG. Oh wow, we got a lot of new. We got Ryan from the Midwest.
Laurie.
Yeah,
Laurie's in. Hi, Laurie.
We got 2 ladies.
Phil.
We got Ann. We got Ann,
Janice.
Laurie, and Janice, and I think Ann. Well, Ann might have bailed because they don't know what we're talking about. Ann and Bill aren't musicians. But and maybe Tim and Michelle. Hopefully they got to see Tim's
Right.
guitar. I hope it didn't wait too long to do that.
I like them all. They're all good, Dave. I like what you. I mean, I have to agree with you. I mean,
So what did Dave say?
You would just listen to it. You would agree with pretty much everything.
Yeah. We were talking about it, and look.
I mean, I know my own faults. I know, but now things are getting really worse for me playing. I just have so much pain now playing one thing or another. But I'm not giving up.
I mean, I'm not afraid to say my greatest limitation when playing guitar is I know no theory. I don't even know I have no clue. It's just it's a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. I can play a lot of stuff. I have no idea what I'm playing, but I get these melodies in my head.
You're using it. You just don't know you're using it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. And if I learned what I was doing, and if I paid attention and took if I delved into it the way you delve into things, I'd be a better
I don't
guitar
delve
player.
into it enough.
There's no doubt that I would be a better guitar player. I was talking to Spacey Jesse's guitar channel earlier today, and he was talking about this one a backing track he was playing to, and he lost me, but at the same time I understand, and it's like because Jesse knows theory, and it was going from major to minor, and it was an interesting backing track. It didn't make any sense to me. I couldn't play to it, but a lot of people did. It was a collaboration.
You know the difference between the Pretenders and the real McCoys. Like when I listen to Dave's guitar channel or Jesse, when they change chords and they're changing their leads, but it's on perfect pitch with the chords. That's the difference between. I can say with myself. I mean, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but for myself,
I follow by accident.
Yeah, same here.
But sometimes, I get a lot.
But actually, we were talking about Menchie's music recently, and that's where I took lessons from there, like 2001. And I think the guy's still there. He was really good. He was a bit older than me, but he was he could shred. And he's the one he told me, "Oh, I'll have you playing like me in no time," which never happened. But I think he's still there. In the back of my mind, I should probably start taking lessons again if he's still there. I like that guy.
So I met Jesse last Thursday or whenever it was to pick up my guitar, and I got there where we met. I got there to this. It's a town where I grew up in, and there's two music stores out there. One is what is it? Music Go Round. They have a lot of used stuff. I'd never been to one, so I finally found it, and I got there early, so I went in there and looked, and they didn't really have a whole lot that I was interested in, but it was a cool store, and God left me alone. He did. I thought he was kind of ignoring me too much, but I didn't care because there's nothing that I was interested in that I needed help in. But as I left, he says, "Hey, thanks for coming in." So I like that. That's cool. Show love to people that come into your stores or your business. Then there's another place that I'd seen the store and it said music store. It was Menchie's Music. I've never been into one. So I go in there and
franchise.
It's a franchise. And
at least
they don't have
here.
a lot. They only have maybe 20, 30 electric guitars total.
I don't think mine has 10, something like that.
So Jesse, help me out here if I don't get it right, but they had it looked kind of like a Stratocaster, but not exactly, but it was pretty purple. I like blue, but purple is my second choice after blue. And I'd never seen a purple guitar that I really liked, but this thing had a really nice, brilliant, sparkly purple, and it was a Fender lead, something made in Mexico, but it only had two pickups. They had one model that was two single coils, and I think that one was black, and then they had one purple with two humbuckers, and I'd never seen it, and I think it's called the lead. What's it called? The lead player or the lead something. But I'd never seen a Fender Stratocaster type style with only two pickups.
I'm going to post it in here when I find it.
Okay, you find it, and you post it, put it up there. But it was, made in Mexico. So it was only like $700. I almost got it. I almost told the girl, "Let me play this thing," but I was pushing time. I didn't know how long Jesse was going to. As it turned out, I had plenty of time because he got held up with traffic and all. But it's an interesting guitar. I meant to tell you about it. I thought we could have talked about that. Well, maybe if you can bring it up, that'd be cool. But I'd never heard of it. And then, and while Skip is in here, Skip from PGH Live Jams, he's playing something called a Starcaster. I never heard of that. Or maybe I had, but it's got a humongous headstock. But he did a jam, like a short jam, which was really good. And it was a cool looking guitar. Kind of like a Strat, but not a Strat. So, you think you know it all, you don't know nothing. And I never thought I knew it all about guitars, especially all the models. There's too many. Trying to catch up here on the chat. If there's throw some thumbs up. Yeah, Mitch deserves thumbs up. I think I agree with that. Yeah, they had a lot of, hey, Frank, they had a lot of pianos in the Cockeysville store. $6.99. That's the price. There it is. That's in green. They have I like the purple, but the green's cool. They didn't have one in green. That's groovy. I like fluorescent, whatever you call that. Fluorescent green. Is that what that's called? I used to smoke a lot during these things. So, look at that one. Now, it's a lot of cigarettes. Dog bye, you behaving yourself. I see your chat lag. Well, we run out of stuff to talk. We're talking about nothing, basically. If you ever go to York, PA, Mitch, check out Campbell's Music. Bob Campbell is awesome. You ever check that out, Mitch?
I don't think. I don't know if I don't. There is. I don't think so. There was one music store I went to. It was by, where was it at? It was on Market Street. I went there a couple times by I can't remember, but near the Applebee's and the Walmart, right before there on Market Street. And I forgot what the name of that guitar. I think I closed up though. Campbell's makes soup, and Campbell's they bought Snyder's Pretzels, Snyder's of Hanover. They own that now.
Hey, this is very interesting. I think this is why this is a very cool stream. It's different than all the other streams. I think we have a different.
I might have to get a nice looking sweater so I can be stoic looking. Stoic.
Swag. But anyway, listen to this. PGH. This is Skip. PGH Live Jams. Haha, Don. That was actually my son's guitar. We bought him 20 years ago for Christmas at Toys R Us. 20 years ago, I was going into the toy store and buying toys for my brother's kids, my nieces and nephew. I never saw a Starcaster. I'd have probably bought the guy. Well, for that, what they called. That was a pretty cool guitar, Skip. It sounded good. It was a nice video. So let's see what we got here. Thanks. Everybody's talking amongst themselves. That's good. Yeah, because we might bore the
Jesse's familiar with that guitar store. It was in York on Market Street.
Campbell's Music.
No, this is something else.
This is another one.
We're talking. Yeah, this one closed up. But things were kind of expensive in there. But it's been a while since they've been in there.
How far are you from York?
About 20 miles. Between 20 and 20, depending on where I go. 20 and 25 miles, somewhere around 18 miles.
You might want to check it out. Campbell's Music. Okay, so listen, we're going to do something. Let's do this now, Mitch. Let me. Okay. I'm going to highlight. We're going to do the video thing a little different this week. Let me go to my drafts. Okay, and what I'm going to do is these are four videos of songs that maybe you guys have never heard. I would imagine that I'm going to guess it at a minimum of 80, if not 90 or more % of you have never listened to any of these songs. And they are somewhere between light jazz and jazz fusion of the 70s. These are things that I listen to, and they are there's some good songs. So I'm going to highlight them. We're going to make an attempt to what's going on here. There we go. Okay. So I am going to get it muted. The first one is by Return to Forever. And the name of the song is No Mystery. And it's a very Very cool song. Now here is a link to it. I do this right. There you go. And we got to post that. Okay. And it's off the album No Mystery. It's the title song of the album. And it's a very groovy song. It's mostly acoustic. In fact, it's all acoustic. It's a, Chick Corea on piano, Stanley Clarke on bass, Al Di Meola on an Ovation acoustic probably, and Lenny White, who's one of the greatest drummers of all time in my opinion. So check that song out, and it's just a very groovy tune. So the next one is, all right, what's going on here? There's that. Let's go to this one. Oh man, it won't let me do it. What's going on here? Let me do it over again. So the next one's by Grover Washington Jr. Oh man, it's not working. What is going? Why don't I have an arrow? I just have a sugar. Well, this is a fail. This is a big fail.
You got one of them.
I got one of them up. I don't know what happened, Mitch, but it's like my when I go to my draft. Let me try it again. Drafts. Me. Okay.
Phone call.
That's not me.
From
Okay, here we
Spring
go.
Grove.
All right, here's the next one. This is cool. All right, we're back in business. Copy. Where's StreamYard. Let me bring up the chat. You got to remember, folks, I'm not very good. So the next one is Billy Cobham. It's an album, Spectrum, from the 70s. And this song is Lay Lease. I think this video, it says something else, Lay Lease. But it's a very groovy song. It's got a great trumpet solo in it. I'm big on trumpet. I used to play trumpet. So check that one out. Let's see if we can move one down the line here. And can't bring up Secret Place. But all right, so we're only going to do 3. So the next one is probably my favorite guitar solo of all time, electric guitar. Now, a lot of people don't like John McLaughlin from Mahavishnu Orchestra of fame. But this was from like around the mid 70s. And bring up the chat. And the album is Visions of the Emerald Beyond, and this selection is paste, enter, is Eternity's Breath Part 1 and 2. You got to listen to all this now. So this is like very melodic for John McLaughlin. And some of McLaughlin I can't stand because he uses goofy tones, but this is, trust me, it's great. And the jam is only 2 chords. It's A minor to B minor, or A minor 9 to B minor 9, what some inversion of A minor. But it's really good stuff. So check those out. And I promise you, you're not going to say that sucked. If you listen to any one of these 3 that I put up, and you say it sucks, I think there's something wrong with you. That's just my opinion now. So don't you know. But the other one was going to be, and I'll do it, maybe highlight it next week because for some reason I can't bring it up. But Grover Washington Jr. in the 75, 76 timeline came up with an album, and the name of the song is A Secret Place. And if you like saxophone, it's just it's a very long song. Most of these are long songs, except for Lay Lease. But it's just good listening. So I thought I'd do that instead of highlighting just some players in the community. So there you go.
My GeForce Game Ready drivers are available.
GeForce, what's that mean?
James will tell you. James in the chat.
Okay.
My video card drivers.
Oh, okay, cool, good. That's good, right? Is that good?
It's gonna restart my computer in 5 seconds. 1, 2. No, it's not. I'm joking.
Don't be doing that.
I got a game card GPU and I don't game.
All right, I refreshed my Jameson. This show's brought by Jameson. I don't have the bottle up here tonight, but it's the same glass. I just added a snowball's worth of ice to my drink to water it down a little bit.
See you, Hack.
Good night, Hack. Thanks for coming out. Bye, buddy.
And don't forget his show tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night, 9:00, right?
Yep, and I know it's another album thing with I think Aerosmith.
Oh, is that what he decided on?
I think that's what I saw.
Sarah McLachlan. Yeah, she's Sarah. Oh, you saw McLachlan. Oh, I thought that was Sarah McLachlan. Saul McLachlan once. Yeah. That's why I don't like you anymore. Dog pot Doc, the dog pot.
Doc.
You saw. I mean, that you couldn't. To me, you couldn't get a better lineup for guitar players than Santana, Clapton, and McLachlan. I mean, McLachlan smokes them all, but Santana and Clapton are easier to listen to. But for some reason, to me, that album of Bob Eaton Orchestra, "Visions of the Emerald Beyond,"
you're messing up.
I know.
Put it back up on your collar. You're good. You're fine now.
Sure, I'm okay up there.
Yep.
Aren't you going to get an echo then?
You turned your audio down, and I'm not going to yell.
Oh, okay.
I'm
cool.
not going to talk loud. Yeah.
So anyway, "Visions of the Emerald Beyond" by Mahavishnu Orchestra. To me, it's like a Beatles album. Every song on it is good. There's other artists that have albums like that where every song on it is good. I bring up Dave's Guitar Channel or Krell Bar. They're the guys that can do that. But every song is and McLachlan's not necessarily a melodic player, but most of the songs on this are very melodic. They're a little wild, but there's a lot. It's melodic enough. Tom Brady's unreal. Who's talking? Tom Brady's unreal with that many Super Bowl rings in a yeah. You can't take that away from the guy. The guy's a winner. Yeah.
See, we were talking. I don't
like him. I don't appreciate him, but he's
see, to me,
Super Bowls.
I think Brady made Belichick, as evidence this year. Look what he did. What the Patriots did without him.
I think you got a good point.
But you had a good point when we talked about this in the past. The rules for the quarterbacks are not like they were 50 years ago, because you could hammer the quarterbacks back then and not get a penalty.
Look, I'll sit in a room with one of the guys from the NFL channel and I'll argue it. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm winning the argument because the rules were different. And most of those guys, they've played not every one of them, but most of them have played before. The personalities they have on the NFL channel and most of the the pregame shows on Fox and CBS and NBC, whatever, that broadcast the games. But the rules were different. And the biggest rule is that the defensive backs used to knock the crap out of the receivers the whole way down the field until the ball was, you didn't get a penalty for hitting the receiver until the ball was in the air, the receivers today, they run free. I think the defensive back and safety are the hardest positions in football. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Seth, did you see all the players that New England picked up, and they got Judon?
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. So next year with all these supposedly better players, we'll see how better they do next year without Brady.
Well, they don't have a quarterback, man. They still don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, they're keeping Newton.
Cam.
Yeah,
they're keeping Cam.
Yep.
Show me something, Cam, because I think Cam lost his mojo myself. All right. What are we missing here in the trade? Yeah, they don't make as many Ronnie Lott and Gary Clarks as they used to. Well, you got defensive offense. Yeah, I like Gary Clark a lot. Oh my God! Any Washington football team? Any Washington? You know what I'm going to say? Any Washington Redskin fans out there?
See, Gary.
Pick up Fitzpatrick. Big G leaving us. Yeah, we're talking.
I like the Redskins. Well, they've been bad for so long, but I follow
Washington football team. But they just picked up
Washington football.
They just picked up Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, really?
Time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They try a different quarterback every year, it seems. How'd you like to get blindsided by a huge free safety? Where do I sign up? Yeah, you might be right, Rick. I don't know what happened to Cam, but you know what I think Cam's kind of like I think Lamar's in the same boat as far as
Yeah.
they're really good, but they can't win the big game. Now, listen, hey Mitch, I'm glad we're talking football again, and we're going to get away from football, folks. I know some of you have absolutely no interest, but I heard something on the talk station yesterday, and one of the reasons why Lamar looked so bad throwing the football this year, he had no protection. He couldn't. In other words, he couldn't throw. They were saying what they were saying is he couldn't throw off his back foot because everybody was on him.
Yeah,
So he was throwing
I
off
don't disagree
balance.
with you. I noticed that a lot this year. He didn't get a lot of
Because if you
protection.
look at last year, last year, 2 years ago, it seems like last year, but 2 years ago, I mean, he was the MVP. He had phenomenal passing statistics,
Right,
but he
right,
had
right.
protection. He had protection. It really hurt them last year when they lost Yonda. So anyway,
Well,
no more football. Go ahead after you finish what you're saying.
they did pick up an offensive lineman from the Giants, Bozeman,
Yeah, yeah,
Bosman,
yeah,
and
yeah. They got
he's pretty good.
the NFL channel was big on that. So has anybody bought any new gear? You know, I always ask this, and then I completely every time I ask this question, I completely ignore the chat. So I'm going to try to pay
I'm
attention to the chat. At, did anybody get a new guitar, a new pedal, a new amp?
so what happened to Wentz? Did he? I thought he was still there. I didn't think they did anything with him yet. Wentz in
Uh,
Philadelphia. I don't think. I thought it
I
didn't
think
hear.
he's still there, but
I think he's
I don't
still
know if they
there.
can. I don't know if they can afford him with the cap. A lot of
Yeah.
teams are having problems with the cap space and all that. So that's why the Ravens. I mean, they had no chance of keeping Judon.
Yeah, I thought about getting one of those guitars because they're pretty reasonably priced, but I'm not getting any more guitars unless I trade something in. But I was thinking about getting maybe like a one of these podcasts and mixers or something. They can do
Oh,
multiple things, but I don't
oh,
know.
oh, oh!
I don't need it.
Rick Hefner just bought a Les Paul Classic. Will be there Friday. Cool, Rick. Let's get some videos of that coming up when you
Congratulations,
get
Rick.
it. Good job. What color? What color, Rick?
And where did you get it
Yeah,
from? If it's okay
yeah, if you don't mind us
to
asking.
ask.
Hey, you know what? I get mixed. I get Hammer or Hamer and Kramer mixed up because
I
I know
own.
Doc the dog pod's a big Hamer fan.
I think I own 7 guitars. How many you had, Don?
One, two, three, four, five. The Stratocaster downstairs, six electrics and one acoustic. The 7, because it doesn't look like the Gelvin's going anywhere. So, hey, let me give you an update on the Gelvin. I think the Gelvin's going to come off the market. I think I'm going to dump the Paul Reed Smith Torero with the EMGs, even though it's. I love the neck one. I got to try to fall in love with it again. But here's what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to do a project when Jesse's guitar has some more time because he's got a busy life right now. I mean, the guy works and he's still a
Right.
young man, still a young man compared to some of us old farts. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to strip out the electronics and the pickups and I'm going to go DiMarzio. And another thing, if Dave Guitar Channel, if you're still in the house, I think we're going to do so. I'm going to do something with my Stratocaster because I'm loving my Strat. The tack, it's nice. I got that. My downstairs guitar now is my Stratocaster. I brought my Chapman that I won from Caesar's All Guitar or Caesar's, Caesar's All Guitar. I brought that back upstairs. I got to do a video with that. I haven't played that for a long time, but on a video. But I think I'm going to take my Strat and strip out the electronics of that and go do the Dave Guitar Channel thing and do the DiMarzio 3 single coils. And you know, it's kind of stupid when you think about it. If you really think about it, the way the electronics on a traditional Strat are set up, it doesn't make sense. So I think we're going to this might not happen till the end of the summer next fall, but I want to get it so that I have more pickup config. You got 3 pickups, so you have. I want more. I want different configurations, so I can have 1 and 3, and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2, and each one's separate. I think you can do that somehow. I don't know. Well, I know nothing about nothing, so Rick, I've never played a Gibson or a Les Paul. What? You bought a Les Paul? You never played a Gibson before? Wow. What do you think of that, Mitch?
You might not like it. Some people don't like the weight to the weight to them, but some are different than others. I think the ones we have, it has some weight relief in it. But I sit down and play, so it's not a problem for me. But you stand up.
Don, get a new pick guard too. Yeah, I want a black pick guard.
For what?
Yeah, we're gonna for the Telecaster. I mean the Stratocaster. Yeah, I mean, look, white probably is what you're supposed to have with the what is it? Sunburst? Is that what I have? I don't. My Strat's downstairs. I can't.
I forget.
It's the brownish reddish. With the
mine's Sienna
What
Sunburst.
do you call it? It's a typical. No, you're not crazy, Rick. But well, put it this way. Let's say I had nothing but Gibsons, like I had a Gibson Les Paul, an SG, an Explorer, whatever, a V, and I played them all my life, and then all of a sudden I said, I want to get a Stratocaster. I probably would have gone to the music store. You didn't go to Rick. You didn't go to a music store and play a Les Paul before you bought it. I know you bought it. It sounds like Sunburst. Thanks, Jesse. It's Sunburst. So I know Sunburst. You're supposed to have a white pick guard. I want a black pick guard. I just think black pick guards look cool. Hey, that's me. What can I say? Rick, I think you might be crazy, buddy, but you're going to love that guitar, man. Les Pauls are groovy, man. I love my Les Paul.
They're so different. I mean, and their sound is just so different from anything else.
Well, the sound is the pickups, dude. The sound's the pickups. It's not the Les Paul. It's the pickups that are in the Les Paul. Trust me. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
But I can tell
the shape of the body, the weight of the body, the wood of the body, in my opinion, makes absolutely no difference. It's all the electronics.
All right. I have an Epiphone Les Paul, right? You knew that.
Yeah.
And I had it upgraded, had pearly gates put in. I'm not sure if I could tell the difference in it or not. I think I could. Like if let's say if you played mine and did two different recordings, I'm thinking I could probably tell which is a Les Paul, but maybe I can't.
I'm not a big Seymour Duncan guy for personal reasons, but it had to have sounded better when you put the pearly gates in it, right?
Oh, yeah. Then what it originally came with
the upfront.
Yeah,
because and I'm hoping somebody, I forget who it was, somebody commented on my video that I did where I played the my Epi with the Lawler pickup switch. And he was waiting for a Epiphone. I think they call it a 339 now, or maybe that's an upgrade over the Epiphone Dot, And I'm hoping that the pickups in 2021 are better, or 2000, whatever model it is, 2021, are better than what they had back in the, I'm going to say 90s or very early 2000s that I got with the Epiphone Dot that I had. It sounded okay, but I'll tell you what, it's a different guitar with better pickups. So I would think that your Epi Les Paul sounds. I always thought that guitar sounded great. I was surprised when you got the blue one, but it's so pretty. Why not?
Well, I always
it was so pretty, man.
I don't know if it was kind of wasn't really a spur. Well, I wanted a Les Paul. I always thought. I said I never had one. I had the Paul back in the '80s, if you remember. And last year was the 40th anniversary of that model. It was called the Paul. It was like wood grain color, and that thing played good. And I should have kept it, but I didn't. That was the only. I think it was the only other Gibson.
I think we can all say shoulda, woulda, coulda.
The only other Gibson I ever had, I think. Yeah. I don't think I have.
Here's a new guest in the chat. Speed for Hire. Hey, Speed for Hire.
Yeah, I said hi to him. Yeah.
A black perloid pickguard on the candy wine red coal. Oh man! All right, Joe, I gotta find his channel. Speed for Hire. Let me write that down. Speed. Did I ignore you? Is that what you're saying again?
No. I got what
Put it up anyway. Put up the cloud. Put up the cloud anyway. I think the cloud is so cool. So excited about this. I was so excited about this feature of our show leading up to tonight. But I think I've done better. I hope I've done better. Zach Thong, the black pickguard will look good on the Sunburst. Cool. Thanks for telling me that, Zach.
Yeah, it was a good Jesse. It was a good guitar, the Paul. I thought it played real good.
Now, Rick says he wants smooth action. Well, you might have to, if you're buying it on, it's coming in through the mail, dude. It's going through a lot of temperature changes between where it started and where it's ending. I'm assuming that. And, my guitars sit up here. It's cool in this room. I'm upstairs now. Heat's supposed to rise. Well, it doesn't rise into this room. So it gets a little chilly in here. And, I noticed that my Les Paul action is growing. It's getting higher. So hopefully it'll lower some when things start warming up and it gets toasty up here.
Answer that question.
Seymour do to you, Don? Well, you've got the guitar. I don't like those pickup. I don't like what the guy put in there for the bridge with all the toggles. I just don't like it. And then I was probably poisoned by Scott Grove because Scott Grove hates Seymour. Hey, now listen, I'm glad this all came up because look, I have no reason to dislike Seymour Punt. Don't listen to me. Do not trust me. But anyway, Scott's feeling better. He's doing some, any of you guys out there that aren't real, feel that you're in a rut or whatever, and you're not real good. You don't think you're a good guitar player, whatever. If you want to just learn some rock and roll riffs and all, Scott Grove, he just put out one the other day. But if you go back to one of his older videos, it's called "What the Chuck," instead of "What the F," and he shows you all the Chuck Berry leads. That helped me out. I learned.
I do like the way his tutorials, but it's been a long time, and I follow him, but it's a long time since I've been there, and I don't know. I should go there.
I had unsubbed him, and I just resubscribed to him, and he did it. He just shows he shows you how to do the tricks without getting. I hope Dave's guitar channel. Oh no, Dave's still here.
Yeah, he was. What was the question?
He'll show you stuff without the theory, and look, there's absolutely no question. The more theory you know, the more you practice and all that, the better you'll play. But some people don't want
the circle of fifths
hobby.
The circle of fifths.
I understand. I don't even know what it is. I'm sure
C D E F G A B C D E F.
I know A B C D. Look, I know the notes. I can read music, but I can read music and play guitar.
Actually, what Dave was talking about in one of the podcasts recently. So it was like all above for me. It was timing. I can't count time. I mean, some of it I probably can. And what was the other thing? Bending and technique.
Okay,
and
I'm glad.
So all the above. All the above.
I am not. I don't think I'm slurring bad, but
no, you're fine.
I have had enough. I'm going to say one thing to Dave. What you say is spot on. There is no doubt that if you practice with a snark on the end of your guitar, and you practice your bends, and let's say you're bending, so you're on the fifth fret of the high, the first string, the E string, and you're going to bend it to a B. Bend it up two steps. So you want to see on the snark that it goes from A, as you bend it, you want to see it go to B, okay? And then you're on pitch, right? But the average person that's playing, they're just bending. And the average person that's listening, not the Dave's Guitar Channel, not the Jesse Guitars, not probably 70% of the guys in the chat that are watching the stream, they're going to hear it if you don't make it. But most of us, if you get close, I think close is good. That's me.
Well,
now,
that's what
makes Dave's sitting there thinking, what an asshole. And I am an asshole, but if you make it too technical, you take the fun out of it. Now you can say it's no fun if you play and all right, I ignored you.
Now finish it. Finish your thought.
But it's more fun if you're playing better, yes. But people just want to play. So go ahead. I'm sorry I ignored you.
You know what? what I was doing, and Dave mentioned this. So I would usually snark, but also I would bend and I would go to the actual note I wanted to get to and see how much difference there. But I think I was worse when not doing a whole step bend. I was worse. I noticed I was worse when you want to do just like a half step bend because you're only doing a little bit. Because you got to get when you want to do a half step bend, you want to get if you go to a whole step, you're trying to get a different sound with that half step bend instead of doing a whole step bend. If that makes sense on some of the stuff. I follow this guy, Daryl Braun. He's a Canadian, and he does stuff about different guitars and upgrading and whatever reviews. But he'll do some. He's a teacher too, and so he'll put some some tutorials on teaching stuff. And I like some of the stuff he does. Some of the stuff I learned from his channel, and he'll do a lot of half step bends and. I don't know. It just sounds good, but you got to make sure you're doing that half step and not a whole step to get that sound.
No, the one thing I find myself, I find myself when I watch my videos and, I watch, because it's funny. I watch a video that I liked a week ago and I'll watch it 2 weeks later and say, boy, that sucked. And then I'll watch it again later and then I like it. And Dave, I'll get back to you in just a second and answer your question because that's a good question. And I have mentioned this in your streams. But one thing that I think people should do when they bend notes is hold the bend instead of just bending it a little bit and it's flat. Hold the bend and shake your finger, put a vibrato on it. It sounds better. I try to do that. I'm not as good at it as I would like to be, but I think that'll improve your playing, especially for you us blues players. I'm a blues player. I mean, come on. Basically, that's what I do is blues, but pentatonic. But when you bend the note, hold that bend, and let the note ring out. I guess it's part of the what do they call it? The phrasing. Is that I tend to play too many notes. So it's been pointed out to me by somebody. But Dave, yes, I practice. I do practice my golf swing a lot. But there's a big difference. When I go and play golf, it costs me money. I've got 7 guitars. It doesn't cost me a penny to play guitar. And I'm playing guitar to have fun and enjoyable. And at this stage at my life, if I could play the way I play now, if I could have played like this 20, 30, 40 years ago, then I would have been playing with other people and I probably would have learned theory to get better. But I'm not playing with. There's nobody to play with. A and B. Even if there was, there's COVID, so you can't play with anybody. So I'm in a very good place in my life with guitar. With golf, yes, I practice all the time. Every time I take my dog out, I have a big backyard. I hit wedges. Not every time, but most every day I hit wedges out back. But when I go out and play golf, it costs me $20 to $40 or more.
Cheaper up this way.
It is cheaper, but then I got to drive, and
I know it's long.
It's a pain in the ass. There's a lot of nice golf. I'd rather live where you're at for golf, where I'm at.
We got some nice ones around here. I mean, cheap ones.
You do. Well, they're nice golf courses too. So, Dave, that answers your. I'm not saying you need to. Yeah, look, if you want to get better, and you're frustrated, you should learn theory. You'll get better real quick. But I don't really. I'd like to get better, but I'm okay with where I'm at.
If you're playing in your bedroom, it's fine. But if you're, like exactly. If you're playing,
I'm putting up a YouTube video every other week, or sometimes I get on a run and like I might do another one later tonight because
you've never jammed with. You never played in a band or jammed with other people, or
I've jammed with other people. I've never played in a band.
Yeah, I was in a couple. I mean, one band that we made money, and all I could do is a Johnny B. Good riff, and it's kind of bad when you're putting the Johnny B. Good riff in every song you play, and Johnny B. Good in "Smoke on the Water."
Yeah,
Dave, it was terrible.
I think you were probably better than you thought, dude.
I was sometimes, but I mean, I didn't know enough, and that's why. I mean, I quit the band. They didn't want me to quit. I quit the band, but it was like I lived in Reynoldstown and I had to go to Glen Burnie.
That's a long drive, and especially when you're younger.
We would play it like bull roasts, VFWs, whatever we call it. And I think one weekend we had 2 jobs on a Saturday, and I'm 19, 20 years old. Two jobs on a Two
Wow.
jobs on a Sunday, a Saturday, and two jobs on
two
a
different
Sunday.
locations or the same location?
No, they're all different places.
Wow.
We played Snyder's.
Cool.
You know where Snyder's is
Yeah,
near
oh,
you.
yeah. I know
We
Snyder.
played
I can-
there. And then what was that Glenburg? What's this thing called in Glenburg? The eight. It was called something had an 8 in it. A place in Glenburg. I can't remember the name of it. Michael's Eighth Avenue.
Michael's Eighth Avenue. Michael's Eighth
Is that
Avenue.
what it's called? We played there.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was many. Oh my gosh, I'm 65, and I was like 19 or.
Oh, I'm jealous now.
I don't even think I was before I was
Good
ever
for
married.
you.
The first
Good for
time.
you,
Yeah.
dude. Good for you. Dave,
But I quit the
Dave.
band because I didn't like the way I played.
Isn't that funny? Did people come up to you and say, "Yeah, that sounded really good"?
They said it sucked. People came up to me. It
Did
sucked.
Did they tell you that?
Not like that. But one guy said because we were playing Deep Purple, and I probably didn't play I didn't play a lead. I can now, or I could lay. I forgot it already. But I can get pretty close to the lead there. But I couldn't do it then. And I don't even think I played any kind of lead or just some pentatonic thing in the same position. And there was one guy, he did say something in the audience. I don't sound like the song or whatever he said.
Yeah, well, I
can't remember.
Hey, Dave's Guitar Channel. Have you ever were you into Deep Purple at all? I never hear you mention that on your streams.
I was a fan. I
tried to
Richie.
copy. This is years ago now.
Right.
If I listened to it now and tried to copy, but I could not follow anything that Richie Blackmore did. He played.
I thought he's great.
And I love it. I think he's one of my favorite guitar players. But as far as rock and roll goes, like the song "Lazy" on Machine Head. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Deep Purple song.
Space Trucking.
Dave, or Jesse, have you guys ever tried to analyze how he plays? He plays some weird stuff, man.
But it's good. I mean, to me, I know everybody's tired of hearing Deep Purple. No one, you don't go in Guitar Center and play "Smoke on the Water." I mean,
I love Smoke on the Water.
To me, that lead is one of the. I'll put it up with personally anything Van Halen did. That's me. That's just me. I just love that lead. Yeah. And it may not be that difficult. I mean, well, for me it is. But I mean,
Van Halen had a little bit more pyrotechnics. I call it pyrotechnics. With all the tapping and the. I mean, I think as fast as Rich Moore can noodle around on the guitar, I think Van Halen was a little bit faster. But hey, Dave, just real quick, last thing, and this is the last on the theory thing. Dave says theory helps you understand the language you were speaking. There's no argument with that at all. That is. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just telling you how some people probably feel similar to me. So that's just, and I know that frustrates you, and that's not what you want to hear as a teacher and a very good player that you are. So, hey, there's Han Solo 36. I love Han Solo 36 just because he pointed out something to me probably a year, maybe two. I don't know how long it's been. Time flies, but he had commented on one of my videos. He goes, you don't have to. You can. I don't know how he worded it, and I said, I'm working on that. It's part of the phrasing part. I tend to not take a break, and just keep playing notes. Every once in a while, it really makes for a better listen to the listener if you just stop for a half a beat or a whole beat and then play something else. And I have a hard time with it. I make an effort to do it, but once I get going, I get lost in it.
It takes. See,
phrasing is very good.
You like doing your own thing. You're improvising. I like doing covers or trying to copy all stuff, which is harder than improvising.
If I cover something, it's I did 2 covers. I got it on a cover. I did Moon Dance and Smooth Operator, and I probably won't do another cover.
I was doing the most beloved. The Hotel California. I learned that lead pretty close. I got it really good, and I forget it. If you don't play it, forget it. But now, if you play it, they're gonna pull it down. You can't even do it.
I don't.
But it takes a lot for me to learn note for note if I can get it close.
I give a lot of credit to people that can that do cover bands that actually play in a band that are what I call real musicians out there. To learn the stuff note for note and then remember it. A, I don't know how you do that, but B, just to learn it to begin with. when I've tried that in the past, I'm so sick of the goddamn song at the end of learning it, and I still haven't figured it out. I don't want to listen to it anymore.
Oh no,
I certainly don't want to play it, and I don't even want to listen to it on the radio anymore.
I put a lot of time in some of the.
I know you
but I forget it though. Then I forget it.
It's tough. So how these guys remember everything, it blows me away. All right, let's see what any question. Oh, and Dave Guitar Channel. I didn't say hi to Dave Stafford. How you doing, buddy? I got my Dave. I'm trying to not block everybody out. Generally you would get blocked out, Dave, but I got my Dave Stafford shirt and hat back here. I love that hat, man. That is the grooviest hat of all of them. And I like Hack's hat too, but I like Dave's. I just like that. I guess we discussed this a couple of weeks ago. That's the Carolina Panthers colors. Right there, that hat, the black with the whatever shade of blue that is. That's a pretty MFer there, man. What you know and understand, you got that right there. Yeah, they're talking. Their ear training earned me thousands in teaching lessons. Yeah. Well, Dave and Jesse, I mean, those guys can teach. I just now that I have learned. Hands, you're good. You're cool. No, Hands. I wasn't busting on you, dude. That and I told you in the comment. No, I took it to heart, man. You were 150% correct. You don't need to shut up. If you have good advice for people, give it to them. And if they don't take it, hey, it's their loss. I've taken it. I don't capitalize on it as much as I should. But I've got better a little bit. Everything with me is hey, Mitch, is everything with me baby steps like with the
computer? Well, you did good. I gotta admit, you did good without any help from me on Reaper. You did pretty good on that. Except for knowing how to save it to a wave or change it to an MP3.
What I got to learn now on Reaper is how once I get all these tracks on there, then you got to go in and you've got to manipulate it, mix it. They call it mixing. I call it manipulating it. And
you put these different VSTs. I know. You have to learn how to use that. It's an art to it.
There's some very good tutorials on that. And the surprising thing is they're like 4 and 5 years old, but they still apply. You know what I'm saying? It's very cool. It's like you had said, we were talking about this. The compression, the equalization, and you can add a little bit of reverb. I'll tell you, hey, listen, anybody that has a Zoom product, Paul Liu, I think, has his Q8. Dave Stafford, if you have the Q8, when you mix down your final thing, get Handy Share, dude. Dave Guitar Channel, I think you have a Q8, right? Dave, you're still here, right? He was here a little while ago.
Dave, he's here. It's just Dave. Yeah. I've been listening to your podcast for quite a while. I mean, sometimes I can't. I got to stay out from my wife. I'll come in and say hi on your show. Sometimes I try to go to bed early, but when I go to bed, it takes me 2 or 3 hours. But I'll listen to your like 3 or 4 year. Like I try to do it every week, and I was like about 3 weeks behind. So I listened to all 3 of them yesterday. I think I fell asleep a little bit in one of them.
Yeah, this is a new toy. This is a new toy for me. I don't know anything about podcasts, so I got to go to.
It's just an audio. Push the donut.
Yeah, cool. That's very groovy. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But Dave Stafford and Paul Liu and some other people out there have Q8s. When if you're recording your mix into the back of the Q8, when you upload or before you send your final mix to the computer,
you had a question.
Use Handy Share and use the room reverb. What that? I'm ignoring. I keep getting these pop-ups. Potentially unwanted application. I keep getting this, Mitch.
Is that from ESET?
No, WinZip Smart Monitor Service.
But is it coming from your?
Win32. Your
antivirus. It's coming from your antivirus.
It's coming from ESET. Okay, but anyway. Use the Handy Share and use you can maximize it or use the mix for the audio, and you can maximize or ultra maximize it, and you can add different levels of reverb. I just use the room. The other ones to me are just way too much. But I tell you what, like if you listen to my Lawler pickups, they sound even better because
There you go. There's your answer. You
what?
had a question about that. Ryan
What?
was asking about how you like the Liler pickups.
I like them, but I probably for a hollow body guitar, I probably got too hot of pickups because I was looking. I watched Rick Romanelli's uh, video that he gave me a backing track that I played to, which is very groovy, called February Groove. Great backing track. There's a song in with those chords. It's lush. But anyway, I'll listen to his version compared to what I did. What did I interrupted you?
No, I haven't played that too much tonight.
Oh, okay, cool. Isn't that cool? The interrupt thing. I was so excited about that. But he got some. I think I've got to turn on these Lawler pickups. I have to turn the I really have to use the tone control and turn the tone control down to around 7. On the bridge pickup, I have to turn it down to, and I've got a less hot pickup on the bridge. Ryan, when you're in Dave's thing, I'll be able to bring up my my Yahoo account and see exactly which ones I have because I don't want to do it right now. I've had too much to drink and I don't want to, but I like them a lot. But the ones I've got would have been probably better for a solid body guitar than a hollow body. But as long as I manipulate the tone control, turn the tone control down, man, it's like a different guitar. I'm loving it. However, what I found is like for certain things like blues, when I want to go crazy, I have no access down to the bottom of the neck. But for everything else, I love it. And I will be doing more videos with it. So stay tuned, folks. They're coming because it's a pretty guitar too. I mean, look at this thing. And for you headstock snobs, I understand you don't like the headstock doesn't bother me, but look at that and black pick guards. I love black pick guards. I just think that it's and the neck. Now, what's interesting is the neck from one side to the other, whatever you call that, the width is very skinny compared to the Les Paul. So, but I can shred on this thing, man. And Jesse's guitar has the action down so low. He says it's not higher than it was when I gave it to him. It's nice. I like low action.
Oh, they want. I need to do another.
Neural SE. Who's Neural SE? Hey, Neural SE. Welcome to the channel, dude.
He's from Indonesia, probably. I need to do another Alap bot video.
You should.
I'm trying to get my wife. She says she'll do it.
Come on, Margaret. And want to say hi to Ruffalo 09's in there. So in the chat. So welcome. And have we missed anybody else? Neural SE. I'm way behind the chat, guys. I'm like out of it. The Jameson is kicked in. I think I'm talking okay, but I'm just not. I can't multitask at this time.
When could you? I mean, really? Kidding.
Oh, I never asked. Dave, did you answer my question about Richie Blackmore? I'll tell you, he plays different than these other all the other guys. Clapton and Page and all. Richie Blackmore. I mean, Clapton, Page, everybody. I like both of them a lot. Okay, but if you gave me a choice of the 3 guitar players for my band, I'm taking Blackmore over Page and Clapton. I just think what he plays is cool. I don't understand what I tried following it.
Very melodic. Very melodic.
He just played. Has a different style.
I like Jimmy Page.
Hey, to each his own. I like.
I'm not going to say
like Clapton.
Right. I can't say one is better than the other. I like them all. I like them all.
Just personal preference. That's all. Dave Page was your guy. Now,
yeah.
I find that interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought, well, I don't know what I was.
You ever played Whole Lot of Love, Don?
Who? Play what?
Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. Do you play that?
No.
You never play that? I can get pretty close to doing the lead, pretty close
Well,
to
let's
it.
do a video, dude. Let's see it on
The
video.
rhythm part needs a little work. And I saw this one tutorial. A lot of people just go down to do, but you're bending that second note up. But anyway, this one guy, he would go up and down to. So I started doing that, and I started getting a better time and doing it. Instead, some people just go down using all downstrokes. But I haven't played with it in a while, so I start working on something that I drift to another project and don't finish.
Good job. Hey, Mark Tanner's there. Mark, you've probably been here for a while, but howdy, dude. Thanks for coming in. I missed you somehow earlier.
Professional singer.
All right, we need to. I need to do a check. Oh, we're down to 22. All right. Well, not 2 hours. We chase some people out. No,
is that about it? Are we continuing? Or you want
to? We can go for a little bit, but we're losing audience. Of course, I haven't checked for an hour.
I haven't checked either because I don't have the YouTube. I only have StreamYards open and the.
Everybody probably went over to Johnny Bean.
Oh yeah.
Where's the pop-up chat? There it is.
Okay. Yeah, I like Billy Gibbons too. I love his design.
I love Billy Gibbons. Hey, I was just watching. I can't think of the guy's name, but there was I did a video.
See you later, Jesse.
I was looking at my old. See you, Jesse. I was watching my old videos. Because if after like a year or two, if I'm under 70 views, I'll delete the video. Because apparently it didn't go over well. And I've got one that's right on the border. I watched it, and Billy Gibbons was playing a really cool blues tune, and I kind of like took their progression and made my own jam. And I can't think of the guy's name. Kenny, somebody was jamming with him. This guy Kenny used a lot of delay, which is right up my alley. But Billy Gibbons is a really cool tune. Billy Gibbons, I love Billy Gibbons. I think he's one of the most underrated. I think he's one of the most underrated, blues rock guys. I mean, a lot of people like him. He's the coolest looking dude out there. Of all of them, he's cool looking. Other than when Clapton looked like Jesus. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Clapton looked very cool when he looked like Jesus with the beard and the long hair. The young Clapton. Kenny Wade Shepherd, I like him. He's good. But I think him and there's another guy back. They came out at the same time. I think he's more into being the front man and just singing and playing acoustic guitar. Or am I getting him mixed up with somebody else? He's dynamite on guitar, especially with blues. Well, he does blues. That's about all he does is blues. But they're talking about Kenny Wade Shepherd. The audience holding down. What are you saying, Doc? The audience. He must have hoiling. What's hoiling mean? Down. Going down 2 or 3. Yeah, it's going down. But that's okay. We got people in here. I prefer Yuli Roth of the Scorpions on Electric Sun stuff. All right, Dave. I don't know Scorpion. I've heard of Scorpions. If I heard a Scorpion song,
I like. There's some in there. Hey, Dana.
Hey, Dana. What's happening,
songs I like.
I watch a lot of. I really enjoy. I haven't done it for years, but used to go to a buddy I sold cars with, uncle, and did in-house Texas Hold'em tournaments, poker. It's kind of cool. You only put up $25, $50, whatever, and then you have a chance of winning a bunch at the end if you last. So I watch these things on TV, and then there's some websites that have these guys. They go into casinos and they're allowed to use their phone, and they film the whole thing, and then they edit it, and they explain how they played the hand and what everybody. I can't follow half of what they're saying, but I know the game, and I've been relatively lucky at Texas Hold'em, but there's always these big tournaments that they have on ESPN, the World Series of Poker. They have the tournament starts out with 10,000 people or 1,000 people, and it winds down to the final table, but of all the people that put all this money in, there's called the bubble. And the guy that's on the bubble, is the last guy that gets kicked out that doesn't win any money. So all the money he put in, he doesn't win anything. He walks away with nothing like everybody else did before him. But there's so many out of 10,000, there's 350 get in the money. So they're on the bubble. And if we're going to end this show, Ed Dane is on the bubble. And that's not to discourage you, Ed. It's just, we've been 2 hours and we're losing viewership. Check out the Scorpions. Okay, Dave, I'll come back and rewatch this because I can't. I'm not going to write it down. I've taken too many notes already. Ed said they went to Walmart today, so I had to take a nap. Ed, I take a nap every day. Sometimes I take two. If I don't get a good night's sleep, I take a nap after my coffee's worn off in the morning about 10 o'clock, and then around 3, 4 o'clock, I'll take another nap.
Before I had my CPAP machine, I used to take naps when I was driving to work and home from work. Now,
All right,
one time at a red light, I caught myself dozing.
Well, let me tell you. Here, I'll tell a story. This isn't a fun story to tell, but one day back, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, my stepmother was getting old, very old, and we would go over and visit. She lived on the other side of town, so it's about a 30, 40-minute ride, depending on traffic. Sometimes only 25 minutes, but we'd gone over to visit her. I hadn't been drinking. Again, I don't drink every day, folks. I drink a couple days a week, if that. And when I drink, I stay at home. But we were driving home, and we were on the Baltimore Beltway, and Janet fell asleep. And we were in my truck. And, we're on, the 695, the Baltimore Beltway, probably going about 65 miles per hour. And it's at where this incident happened, there was 4 lanes. So I was in the third lane. I wasn't in the far left lane. I was in the next lane over. And I'm driving along, and I don't know, whatever song was on the radio. Next thing I know, I hear this big bump. I fell asleep at the wheel. And this is about 5 years ago. So it happens. You fall asleep at the wheel. You're lucky, Mitch. And you want to hear the saddest part of the story. So I think Janet wakes up. What was that? I said, oh my God, I just hit this car. And luckily I didn't hit him that hard, so I didn't send him flying. I know, Mitch. So he's in the left-hand lane, so he pulls over to the shoulder. I pull up, and I'm way up ahead of him because, you're going 60, 65 miles per hour. So I back up. I say, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. And the guy's sitting behind the wheel of his car. He's almost in tears. He goes, I just bought this car last week. And I hate to laugh, but it's like I felt his pain. So I said, look, it was my fault. I'm sorry I hit you. I don't know what happened. I knew what happened. I fell fucking asleep. But I said, I'm sorry. I gave my, and what I do, I've had a few fender benders over the years, but it's been a long time. I've been good for 5 years. So, but, I gave him my insurance card, and I wrote all my drivers. I said, look, here's my driver's license. Well, I'm right, because he didn't know what to do. The guy was shaking. He never got out of his car. I said, just stay in your car. It was my fault. Here's my insurance card. I just gave him my insurance card because I get one every 3 months when I pay the, I said, call these people, tell them it was my fault. I'll, here's my driver's license and all that in case you think I'm going to take off and forget about you. So you can, try use my, name, address, driver's license number. But yeah, I fell asleep. So
I've been driving almost 50 years or 49 years. Never had an accident. I was involved in an accident, but I was sitting at a red light. These 2 cars collided in an intersection, and one of them bounced off, hit me on my Chevette. But I was, it was no.
I'll tell another story next. I'll tell another story next week. It's even stupider. And I'll tell you what. I had a bad run about 5 or 6 years ago. Just bad. It's called, bad luck.
Right.
Silverado. The one guy said bad luck. Kevin, not Kevin Costner. He was in it. No, he wasn't in that one. Kevin, the other guy with the. Anyway, he's in a lot of movies.
The ironic thing, when I had that accident or I was involved, I was going to a guitar lesson in Westminster, Maryland.
Oh my God!
I was late, by the way. I happened to be late for that.
Yeah, well,
But didn't hurt the Chevette at all. It was these two like SUVs. I think one of them was a pickup, and I forget which one hit me head on. But by the time it wasn't going that fast time after they collided. But I did bruise up my shin guard.
But it wasn't your fault.
No, I wasn't. I was sitting at a red light.
That's the difference between you. That's the difference between you and me. You know, it's my fault. I when I get in.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll tell you really. You want to talk about bad luck? I'll tell you next week. So got to come back next week just to hear my stupid story. Want to shut it down?
Yep.
We've been 2 hours and 5 minutes. Thanks everybody for coming in. Hopefully I did better. The clouds didn't make quite the impact I thought they were going to be because I don't think I interrupted or ignored you too much. Somewhat, I did. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of times when I did. But.
Because I had this popping up. Or not that.
Mitch
not only that,
wizard, man. I call Mitch the wizard. I was watching last week's stream, and so many times. Here's Mitch.
Oh,
as I either ignore him or completely interrupt him. Of course, I was.
You were involved. You were involved in a story.
I was involved, and I was very drunk last week.
Yeah, you were doing much better than the beer, than the Budweiser.
Yeah. Well, no, that was Flying Dog Blood Orange. Flying Dog. That's craft beer. No,
I thought you were having Budweiser.
That's what I used to drink as a kid, but
me too.
And as a young adult, went into an old adult. But this was Flying Dog Blood Orange. It's 8% per volume. Next week, make POW and Smack pop up on the package. I like that. Very good, Dave. Good job.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's a good idea. If you remember the Batman series from it was 60s and 70s. I guess it was the late 60s. It was on Batman.
I won't tell it, but I can tell you a traumatic experience as a kid with the Batman show.
Oh, really?
Tell that story. Oh, yeah,
was Adam?
I won't tell.
Who was the best Batman? Was it? Hey, Dale Palmer. Thanks for stopping on.
Dale's been here.
Who was the best Batman? Adam West ever?
No. Adam West was the worst. But that was as a kid, that was the greatest show in time.
Yeah, it wasn't no Superman.
Adam West didn't have a muscle on his body, man.
He was kind of a big guy, tall guy.
Yeah, he was big, but
Who was your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman? Probably Keaton. I would say Keaton.
No, I think the English guy. I can't think of what's his name. The English guy.
Christian
Bale. I thought he's the best Batman.
He was good. I
really good.
I thought Keaton did.
I'm a fan of him.
Christian Bale was a better Bruce Wayne. Keaton was a terror. He just didn't. He wasn't Bruce Wayne, but when you put the suit on, he was cool as Batman. All right, let's shut this thing down.
Lyle Wagner, he might have been good, but he never played in many movies. He was on Carol Burnett.
Oh,
he never played much in a lot of movies. I don't.
And see, you got Dave Guitar Channel and Krell Bar. Those guys know everything about every TV show and movie. All right, before we turn into Dave Guitar Channel, start talking about TV and movies, let's shut her down. Good night, everybody.
Shut her down. Thanks for coming out.
We really appreciate you coming by and
be kind. Be kind to your neighbor, no matter if they're a pain in the butt or not. My neighbors are good. All my surrounding neighbors.
I'm very lucky with neighbors.
I don't know if I said it in the chat the other day. My neighbor's water heater blew up. She was fine, but they still
you told me about that.
I don't know if I said it in here.
Yeah, you said it in here, I think.
Well, they brought like 3 ambulances, 3 fire engines, but they had the restoration people there yesterday fixing whatever got broken. She was in the other room. Nothing happened to her, but I guess they don't know. I have to check it out. So,
right. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks. And we shall see you next week. Same time, same station. On this really big show right here.
Big show.
You remember when Dave McNally was on there after the World Series? Do you remember that?
No.
1970. Dave McNally was on Ed Selman in the audience.
Really?
And Ed Selman goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, in our studio audience, we have from the world champion Baltimore Orioles, left-hand pitcher only to hit a grand slam in a World Series. Well, at that time,
Yeah,
Dave McNally, and he just stood up, and I can remember it like a kid. All right,
wow, I don't remember that. Cool. That's
I'll see
good
if I can
memory.
find a video. See if it's on YouTube. I'll send it to you.
Cool.
All right, good night, everybody. Have a good week.
Night, everybody. Thanks now for coming.